Hi, my name is Steve Conley. I'm the founder of the Academy of Life Planning. I'm also the organiser of Born to Be. The thing is, we are born with a unique gift or talent. In fact, there might be several gifts, various gifts. And we can use our gifts in the service of other people, and these other people will pay us handsomely because we have great value, because it's a gift, we're talented, they'll pay us well. As a result of that, we become happy because we're using our gifts, we're doing what we're good at, we're doing what we enjoy, and we're getting abundance. We're getting wealth. So we've got wealth, we've got health, we've got happiness. It's great. So where's this gone wrong? Well, you see, the thing is, only 1 in 100 people actually use their gift in the service of other people. 4 in 100 use their gift in the service of themselves, which is okay, but they could do a lot better by helping other people. They get a lot more money that way. 35 out of 100 know they have a gift, but don't dare use it because hell, society doesn't pay us for using our gifts and talents. We've got to do something mundane in the rat race and pay our bills, hey? 60% of the population don't even know they've got a gift. They don't believe it. If I say to you, there's something unique about you, they say there's nothing unique about me. I was told that at school. I was told this, yeah. Well, what school told you was you weren't compliant and you didn't have a good memory. And, those are the things for the rat race. You see, there's a few people who understand about this gift. And what they do is tell you not to have your own goals and own gifts. And if you don't have your own goals, then by default you have the goals of other people. And it just happens with the few people that set the goals for you. And the people whose goals you follow derive all the profit from your contribution. So that's the way it is. And they get rich and powerful, and then they can control the banks, control the government, control the media, create a consensus of the kind of indoctrinated populace citizens who then tell you, if you ask the question, what should I do in my future, they say, get a proper job, pay the bills. That's the sensible thing to do, because that's the indoctrination, that's how it works. And then you forget your gift and talent, you as a result adopt the goals of the few, and they derive all the profit from your contribution. That's the way it works. So, my message to you is, know your gift, or as Socrates says, know yourself, or the unexamined life is not worth living. Lao Tzu, from The Art of War, said, know your gift, know your enemies. Your enemies is this mass populace, indoctrinated citizens that the few have controlled and manipulated to tell you to get a proper job, to go in the rat race and pay the bills and be a cattle in a tax farm, be a wage slave to pay the corporate bosses, be a debt slave to service the banks in terms of interest and payments and all that sort of thing. So that's what's happening. Yeah, I want you to wake up, smell the coffee, realise that you have a gift of talent, because it says it in the Bible. It said, we all have gifts. And it also says in the Bible that we should be using our gifts to help other people. So it's all there in front of us. We just open our eyes and see. If we start to recognise and awake to it and start to recognise our gifts and talents, start to do something in the world, then guess what? Life's going to be great. Life's going to be a lot better. So that's what I want you to do, and that's what this is all about. Okay, well, this is how it's done. This is our timeline. So we live less than 1,000 months in the United Kingdom, which is just over 80 years. And we have broken this down, first 10 years, 20, 30, 40, so we're somewhere along this line. But if I just point to this point here, when we're 16 years old, we start work. And when we get to about 66, we finish work. So this is the kind of time of employment where we're economically active, yeah? And this period here is our education. Then we have our work, and then this period here is our retirement. So I'm going to tell you a few things about this and how it works and how the system serves the elite in a way. So first of all, in order to get us not to use our gift, we have to tell have to told to forget our gift and talent in this space here. We become indoctrinated. They do that by rewarding two things. One is compliance, because that's really important if you're going to comply with the established consensus of populist opinion. And the other one is memory. So those are the two elements here. So we get this in our education system, and that prepares us for a work life which let's call the rat race, yeah? And this is the best part of our lives. I mean, look at that, that's 50 years. The best part of our lives. Well, let's look at this last bit here as well. That's our retirement. And what we do is we take the bet during our working life that we can buy ourselves freedom in the last 16 years of our life. And it's a bet we could lose. In fact, 95% of people do actually lose that bet, because 95% of people, according to the Office of National Statistics, have less than £100,000 in investable assets, which all that's going to do, a pot of £100,000, is just going to deprive the pensioner of means-tested benefits in retirement. So we're taking this bet we can buy our happiness there, but actually only 5% of people can. And coincidentally, it's 5% of the people who are actually aware of their gifts and using it. So it's really important to be aware of our gifts and start using it, not just for ourselves, but in the service of others, because that's best. And really escape from this rat race, this mundane life of existence where we're not using our gifts and talents. We are actually ordinary because we're not using our gift. We're like everybody else. We don't stand out. So we don't earn a great deal because we're just ordinary. Now, if we used our gift, we'd stand out. The other thing, if we use our gift, instead of the money going to the establishment, the profit, we escape the rat race. We can, jump out of here, and the money would go to ourselves because we're giving great value to other people using our gifts, which makes us stand out, and therefore they give us great value back. And that's how we become successful in life, and that's how we can have a happy life here and a happy retirement and create a big difference in the world. So this 50 years is a really important time, and you really have to know who you were born to be, to escape the rat race and to go out into the world and do something with your gift and serve many other people and become abundant and happy as a result. So that's really about be who you're born to be. So let me tell you a little bit more about that. Okay, well, let's talk now about the percentages I gave you before from the Office of National Statistics. So I said that 60% of the population have no idea what their gift is. Now, interestingly, according to ONS, 60% of the population have less than £5,000 in savings or no savings whatsoever. They're 2 paychecks away from poverty and have unsecured debt of half of their annual salary. So effectively, they're a debt slave chasing from paycheck to paycheck, and the banks profit considerably from this group. In fact, they could probably derive more profit from this group than they do from the wealthy, because of the high interest rates on loans, payday loans attracting 2,000% plus interest, overdrafts, similar charges on overdrafts. So this going from debt to debt, payday to payday, is very costly. It could be costing thousands of pounds a year to individuals just to be in this trap in unnecessary interest payments and penalty fees. So it's kind of a real struggle, and people in this group really don't have time to even think about what their gift might be. And that's why they don't know, because they're too worried about money and paying bills and putting food on the table and making choices between heating and eating, and it's very difficult. So my advice is actually not to think too much about who you could be in the world. If that's you, you need to actually get out of that situation. So the focus is really on the financial plan. If you have less than £5,000 in savings, to get yourself that breathing space so that you're not thinking about, if I lose my job, I'm in trouble. You're thinking about, right, I've got enough breathing space now. I can take a step back, think about what it is I want to do in the world, and you know what, I could then take a few months out. Because you see, the 35% of the population that I talked about, they have less than £100,000 in savings. So 95% of the population have less than £100,000. Now, coincidentally, financial advisors in United Kingdom, throughout the world really, are not interested in talking to you unless you have more than £100,000. So this group, this 95%, are underserved, disintermediated and orphaned. They don't have access to financial advice, so really have to be left to their own devices. And this is why it's crucial that you attend the Born to Be event if that's you, because there's no other way you get a plan than come to the event, not one that's built around your life in any case. So so less than £100,000 in savings, it means you haven't got a sufficient retirement pot. You really can't buy yourself the freedom to enjoy yourself in your working life. But you do have enough breathing space to think about, I could leave work and I've got 6 months to think about doing something different, and I can be who I was born to be. I have enough money to invest in myself, you might say. So you could invest in yourself, you could go on courses and develop your gift and become an entrepreneur using your gift and talent in the world to serve other people. And because it's a gift, you're a lot better than the competition, and you're adding significant value to your customers who would pay you well in return. And that enables you to grow your wealth, not only grow your wealth, but also be happy doing what you're doing. And then that takes you from being what I always call a pawn on the chessboard of life to being the player. You can give up the job you hate, and that's really what the 4% have done, who have more than £100,000 of investments, who know what their gift is and they're using it, but for themselves. And what they have the opportunity to do is to use it in the service of other people and create great, much more abundance and wealth, and help more and more people and become champions and legends, helping many, many people. So they're not just players of the chess game of life, they're champions, they're legends, and helping great many people. So that's really the journey, and it all begins with the plan. And I mentioned that many people don't have a plan. In fact, 99% of the population don't plan. And if you don't plan, then, well, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. You heard of that. And also, if you don't plan, then it's very likely that you're part of someone else's plan. And guess what's in it for you? Not much, right? Which is the point I'm making. So the answer to take you on the journey from this struggle with money and life to abundance in money and life is to have a life and money plan. Would you agree? So that's really what you get at the Born to Be event, a life and money plan. And whether you're one of the 95% or not, you can develop your own plan using your own life goals. What you want in life completely. And it's around your gifts and talents. It's around that purpose that we talked about, that's in religion, that's in philosophy. You can create your ideal life around that, and then we can put in place the money in order to support your life with the financial part. And that's what the game plan is all about. It's your life and money plan. And the only way you can access the game plan is to attend Born to Be, the Born to Be event. And it's absolutely free. There's no bank details are required, no payment required. Just click on the link below and you can attend for free Born to Be event in Harrogate at the Crown Hotel. So go ahead right now. If you want to be who you were born to be, if you would like a life and money plan to help you escape the rat race, click on the link below and go ahead right now. And remember, don't be a pawn on the chessboard of life. Be the player. or indeed be the champion or the legend. So I look forward to seeing you there. Remember, click on the link below. It's absolutely free.